The rogue trader's ship took its place in the center of the attack formation. The right flank was guarded by the sacred combat vessels of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the left consisted of the combined forces gathered by the Lord Inquisitor, headed by a frigate of the indomitable Space Wolves. The enemy deployed their ships in a wide arc in an attempt to surround the squadron? But the heretics' plan was not meant to be. Thorbold and Opticon 22 sent their detachments forward, tying up the enemy in combat and presenting the Lord Captain with a chance to deliver a blow to the very heart of the enemy position, where the flagships of these traitors to humanity awaited their final hour. Oh man. Do I have to? You're gonna make me do it. I'll be upset. You can't, come on, I'm just a little guy. It's just a little guy, it's my birthday. You wouldn't hit a little birthday boy in the face with a space battle? Oh. This game's unplayable. What do you mean? This is too far? Explain yourself. Is this or is this not within the red squares? Unbelievable.
Let us celebrate this victory with a great feast!
That was terrible, as usual. You know, it's just, it's not enough, man. This space combat is not fleshed out enough, brother. Upgrade. Sure, sounds great, man. Sounds absolutely fantastic. You know, it's all good. It's all good, man. Alright. Alright. A general once said that all wars are fundamentally the same. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Gawk's shit. That general didn't witness the events on Euphrates II. Rogue trader Ophelia von Valancius was the supreme commander in that battle, a woman of iron will, unfaltering, unshakable. I served in her personal enforcer guard back then, just another cocky kid who thought he was an expert soldier. The Emperor was gracious to me. He gave me a chance to realize just how wrong I was. Most of my comrades didn't get a chance like that. The shuttles would have blocked out the sun if you could have seen it through the smoke of the manufactorum city of Sigma S13. At its heart stood the Machine Cathedral, our primary objective. The Lord Captain showed us mercy by having the landing zone bombarded from orbit. All the shuttles carrying troops, and more importantly, precious vehicles, reached their destination. Daunted by our numbers, the enemy withdrew. That was the perfect moment for a decisive attack. With an armored vehicle force of this size, we had the upper hand. Upon descending from orbit, Sister Argenta inspired the troops with the very first notes of her prayers. Her singing was the Emperor's voice, commanding us to fight without any regard for our own lives. After rousing the soldiers to launch a daring raid, she quickly captured one of the heretics' commanders. That was when we heard a starkly different voice come from the Sister of Battle. Trembling with fury, she personally interrogated the miscreant, pulling one poisoned confession after another out of him. Once she was done, the world was purified of his The world was purged of his impure breath, and she was the one wielding the flamer. The sight of that heretic writhing in flames was imprinted upon our memories, shining in light on the cruel darkness of our immediate future like a brilliant beacon. In the command center, the Lord Captain ordered her generals to... Well, let's see, what options we got? 100? 25? 95. Well, I like the 100% ones, personally. Commence a rapid tank assault in accordance with the military doctrine Armored Wave devised by Lord Militant Justus Quinn. Our negligible losses during the landing stage gave us enough armored vehicles for a decisive push against the enemy's positions. We began our advance. I will never forget the roar of the tank, its treads tearing the heretics' infantry to pieces, accompanied by the shrieks of las guns and the rumble of heavy artillery, the deafening symphony of war. Nothing could stop us. We marched in the wake of a column of armored beasts, not turning to look at the mushroom clouds climbing over piles of enemy bodies and those of our own. We had our orders. Pushing through the ruins of sacred workshops, we looked with awe upon machines that, up until that point, had remained forbidden to the eyes of the laity. Those were palaces of incredible and frightening technology, void ship assembly halls, alchemical atriums, sacred arsenals, generators producing invisible fields unsettling to the mind, and scriptoriums containing knowledge of horrors best left undiscovered. But the stern tech priest drove us forth with electrical prods, never letting us stop and explore the hallowed machine halls. At last, we reached the gates of Dock MU-514, the threshold of the metal nightmare that was Manufactorum Sigma S-13. However, the initial attempts to storm the dock shattered against the enemy's defenses. Magos Dominus Opticon 22 proposed a tech sabotage. He could send small Skitari units behind the enemy lines and have them subdue the spirits of the area's defense systems. Thorvald, the fierce leader of the Space Wolves, proposed to send infiltrators beyond the walls to kill enemy officers and weaken the dock's defenses. Let's see, 100? 90? Well. Heretical Fanatical is an option here. What's that one? Just send them in, just hit them with raw numbers, let the bodies of the soldiers clog up their machines? Probably. Alright, the assault forced to proceed with the tech sabotage. I was part of the escort for one of the tech priest crews that broke into the dock to carry out the sabotage mission. It's one thing to watch a technomag wave a sensor over a cogitator on a cargo deck, but another to observe sacred tech rituals being performed under a hail of bullets and carpet bombings. Their binaric prayers, decryption litanies, and blessed crypto purification viruses, that word really smacked me in the face when I looked at it, did their work. Every turret in the vicinity instantly turned on the traitors, and the dock filled with gunfire and screams. When silence fell, the gates opened before us. It took us many days to break through the metal heart of the Manufactorum. In the third week of the assault, the vanguard was halted and swept away by a salvo of plasma macro cannons. Scorning every canon of sacred engineering, the heretics had placed the hull of an unfinished void cruiser on treads several kilometers long. This leviathan of adamantine and plasteel barred our way. Quite the inventive plan, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, boys. Take that fucking Death Star hull and put it on treads. Magos Dominus Opticon 22 insisted we retake the sacred machine, for the vessel had been in the making for many decades, and its destruction would have meant a great tragedy to the Imperium. Let's see. Not great. Alright, well, This is the one it'll be, then. Commanded that the sacred vessel be reclaimed from the enemy's clutches. Easy. Having the sacred machine on our side could have given us our offensive a sizable edge. Our orders were to get a landing force to the cruiser's bridge and escort the engine seers to the main cogitator. Our shuttles used the turret's blind spot to deploy elite troops on board the cruiser. While they were engaged with the shrieking heretics, the engine seers reasoned with the machine spirits of the cogitator and initiated the blessed purgation protocol on the inner decks. It took us 3 days to drag every last cultist corpse out of the compartments. Slipping on pools of blood mixed with sacred unguents, we made it to the machine cathedral, a gargantuan hall breathing with flames of 1,000 furnaces, the last bastion of the enemy army. That was where I first faced the word-bearers, betrayers of humanity and unworthy sons of the Emperor. What could we, mere humans, possibly do to match their unholy, bestial rage? The Lord Captain brought the might of the captured explorator cruiser to bear. There is no greater pleasure in war than turning the enemy's own weapon against them. Chaos Marines are stronger than an army of ordinary troops, but even they cannot survive a direct hit from a macro cannon. The cruiser's weapons tracked their targets well, and no armor could protect them from shots like that. The Leviathan's treads rolled over the enemy defenses, decimating the contemptible word-bearers and bringing us great triumph. And that's when it came. Doom Scream. An ancient and bloodthirsty hellbrute, a merciless executioner forged from adamantine and ceramite. That single foe was repelling our assaults one after the other, turning hundreds of soldiers into a bloody pulp. For as long as that abomination lived, we had no hope of reaching the heart of the enemy citadel. The dire-eyed Thorvald volunteered to track down and destroy the vile spawn, but fate had other things in store for him and his brothers. The Space Wolf's pack was the first to storm the Machine Cathedral, and thus Magos Dominus Opticon 22 assembled a cohort of elite Skitarii, said that he would locate and eliminate Doomscream. The soldiers were whispering that he was willing to activate the so-called Guaranteed Annihilation Protocol, a terrible and ominous rite that is as lethal to the enemies of the Omnissiah as it is to his faithful servants. Upon arriving at the front lines, the Lord Captain... well, this just sounds like the coolest one, right? Led her retinue to hunt down this ancient killing machine herself. Fuck! The fight was grueling and bloody. Even the Lord Captain's retinue could not pierce Doomscream's indestructible armor. The Lord Captain herself was wounded in battle. It was at that moment that Opticon 22 walked onto the battlefield with his cohort of elite Skitarii. The Omnissiah's warriors clung to Doomscream's abominable frame like ants. When the hour was right, the venerable Magos Dominus activated the sacred atomic charge that was affixed to his body. The force of the explosion tore off and mangled one of Doomscream's pincers, and the ancient heretical machine fled in shame. That was Opticon 22's feat. At last, we reached the Machine Cathedral. We saw a yawning lift shaft left behind by a colossal land-gnawing drill that had burrowed for kilometers into the depths of the planet. There, deep below, lay the last hiding place of the heretics' leaders. Hundreds of grenades, accompanied by promises of swift judgment, were hurled into the pit. Such was our righteous anger. The planetary assault was a resounding success. The enemy forces were shattered and broken. A small fraction remained in the Machine Cathedral, but the rest either had been destroyed or were destined to meet the same inevitable fate soon enough. The Lord Captain's retinue and the Space Wolves band delved into the shaft, heading toward the heart of the Machine Cathedral. We watched them leave with reverence in our eyes as we were setting up a perimeter around the entrance. We knew that the true outcome of the Battle of Euphrates II depended on them, and that our fates was theirs to decide. Naturally. Let's go. Okay. The energies... oh, fuck. May the gears resume turning. May the batteries be infused. Okay. The giant clad in dark crimson armor in the middle of the sinister litany, his words turning into a repulsive ethereal stench and flakes of otherworldly ice. He does not notice your presence. The same cannot be said about Konrad Voigtger, who stands at his side. His completely mutated turquoise eyes flash upon seeing you. He flinches but remains silent, hesitant to interrupt the ritual. Well, okay. Your death will be a delightful addition to my triumph. No longer able to control his temper, Voigtger explains, "You did me a favor by coming here. I would like to pass a few words to the late Theodora. Would you kindly grant me this request?" Silence! The giant's voice shakes the walls. Your witless attempts to insult one another are interrupting my prayer to the true gods. The sorcerer reluctantly turns his burning gaze upon you. So you're the one who was so eager to meet me and your own demise. Rejoice, brother Twilight. Today you become the new rogue traitor. Voigtger's deformed features twist into a bloodthirsty smile. Yes, master, I will rectify my mistake and reclaim what was stolen. Examine the machine. The platform beneath the sorcerer's feet is the drilling machine's massive tunneling shield. This mighty mechanism can gnaw through underground rock, bunker bulkheads reinforced with adamantine, or anything else that may lurk in the planet's depths. The corrupted servants of the Deus Mechanicus scuttle around the heretic, muttering twisted prayers of ignition in attempts to persuade the Omnissiah's majestic beast to awaken and rend the world's flesh. Do you have a name, or shall I simply refer to you as the Heretic? You know my name well. I am Erlon the Cruel, breaker of misbelievers, truth speaker, triumphator of faith, dark apostle of the blessed word-bearers, Legion. Kneel and offer a prayer of gratitude, for your death could not bear a worthier name. I've literally never heard of you. I mean, obviously we've seen you before, but like, look, you're not exactly the most famous Chaos Space Marine, okay? You must have been preoccupied with something profoundly important if you paid no heed to me obliterating your army. Death for the glory of the true gods is a blessed fate for any believer, so why would I rob them of it? Every martyr who perishes in their name only empowers their reign. I was tasked with a different mission, to make the Coronis Expanse behold the sheer impotence of its most eminent protector. Once Calcazar's treasure has been stolen, his secret hoards plundered, and his name shamed, the dogs of the false emperor will see the truth. No one will protect them. No one will heed their pleas. Only by bowing to the masters of the Immaterium will they earn their right to live. And what is this treasure you covet so terribly? I will keep this from you so that you may perish in the darkness of ignorance. Pathetic. Your master didn't even tell you the reason why he sent you to face your death, and neither will I make this poisoned cup any easier to drink. If you're so confident in your victory, then what are these secrets for? Very well. Kneel and pledge yourself to the true gods of the warp, for great revelations are a reward for the faithful. I won't tell you. What are you, a pussy? All right, I'll tell you. He gestures at you imperiously. Thorvald nods at his weapons. I doubt you intend to obey, but I will still advise against it. Voigtger, what the devils are you doing here? Voigtger cocks his head sharply like a bird and laughs mockingly. I'm on a path to greatness, Ophelia. True power of the kind you and Theodora could only dream of. The edge of daybreak promised to weave me a truly remarkable fate. You are on a path to your own death, nothing more. You have almost reached the end. An empty threat. I have the upper hand this time, as I say, on this planet where the army has already been broken and there are about 50 of us left. In my next prayer to the Dark Gods, I will thank them for letting me destroy another rogue traitor of the Von Valancius line. If only you knew what powerful weapon awaits us down below. With it, we will make the entire expanse. Enough, Brother Twilight. Your lips will not speak a word more than it is a heathen's place to hear. Ignorance is their cloister. Let them remain trapped there. Guess I needed to be dogmatic, whatever. No more words, Thorvald, we must stop him. The wolf lets out a chilling howl and his pack ready their weapons, acknowledging it in an unequivocal order to kill. With a solemn gesture of his hands, Erlon thunders in fury. Let those who blaspheme against the true gods beg forgiveness in vain. Let their lips be sealed, let their hands be severed. Let their souls be reaped and scourged. Okay, bro. To battle wolves, do not allow the Malfic any respite. Von Valancius, find cover before you lose your head. A glorious fight awaits. Take heed with the silver-tongued traitor, for he is old, sly, and strong. But by the All-Father, the wolves will spill rivers of his blood today. The horrific display of profane sorcery appears to have filled Thorvald with joy and anticipation rather than fear. Have you encountered Erlon before? No, or else his head wouldn't still be attached to his neck. But my pack has heard plenty about his strength and ignominious misdoings. One can see the evidence of his malfactions all across the Coronis expanse, like bear tracks upon fresh snow. We stalked him and looked for a chance to clamp our jaws at his throat, but the craven knows well how to hide behind the back of his heretical lackeys. What manner of witchcraft was he attempting back there? He wished to wake the tunneling behemoth. If you hunger for my thoughts, Erlon is searching for something down below in the Manufactorum's deepest halls. My warriors destroyed the energy font and silenced the drill, but the detestable Malfec still found a way to revive it with his heinous magics. Another blasphemy. There are too many to count now. Pascal's dry voice is rattling like heavy vehicles' chain track. His visor lights up a blinding green, then blue, and you hear a metallic moan coming from everywhere. It is as though the Manufactorum itself is being tortured. What is Erlon after? What's he trying to unearth? Do not ask, for I know not myself. Calcazar treats his allies like a Fenrisian mushroom farmer treats his produce. He keeps them in the dark and feeds them shit. He didn't see fit to enlighten us about the secrets of Euphrates too, but 'tis no matter. Whatever it is, we mustn't let the loathsome Malefic claim it. I'm going to call my shot now. It's a Necron tomb world. I will deal with him. You are a brave one, and not easily deterred. Good. Then find a way to reach the tunneling platform while we give this mangy sorcerer something to worry about. Thorvald exchanges glances with his warriors, and you could swear they all smile in anticipation inside their helmets. Halbrand, you stick to the original plan. Take 2 brothers and go after Doomscreen. Our scouts report that he took refuge in these depths after being defeated in battle on the approach to the Machine Cathedral. I want to take the unholy tin that holds his traitor's brain back to Fenris. Good hunting. We won't fail you. The eager Space Marine lets out a hungering howl. Proudly tread the hunter's grim in chase of a beast of steel and blood. Fangs bared sharp and first of prey, let glory cloak their mighty gait. Doomscream, he hides in this den. Step aside, Halbrand, I will be the one to slay it. I claim this quarry for the baleful howl. Who or what is this Doomscream? Never mind, we directly fought him. An old and vicious heretic. A hell-brute whose veins boil with poisonous rage and savagery. His mind and body have been so warped by the ruinous powers that his very existence is an affront to the All-Father's warriors. Tread lightly when facing him, young brother. Yes, the beast is mad and hideous, but he is withal mighty? Withal? Mighty, old, and graced with the arch-enemy's profane patronage. His hateful sermons abound with malfictions, and his weapons claimed the lives of hundreds during the assault. We grievously wounded him, true, but we haven't seen the last of this foe. Kobold's expression darkens. My heart had little respect for Opticon 22, but he fought Doomscream with honor and fell with courage. A worthy fighter he was. His killer must pay the bloody toll. If Ulfar kills Doomscream, will that prove the baleful howl lives? If it comes to pass, I will be the first to raise a cup to the proud name of that ferocious pack. Ulfar, we set out to hunt the beast. Do you seek to best me in hunting, Ulfar, ever lost? None are faster or deadlier than the Stormbiters. We will see, young wolf, we will see. Luck be with you, warriors. Hey Darus, Ophelia. Alright, nice that we could just stop and have a full-on chat. Now let's shake down some goods. What we got round here? What's this? Baleful scars. And these were... What does this do? Nothing, apparently. It doesn't say it does. The 16 Universal Laws, the Warnings. A tome containing warnings of the Omnissiah. This set of unshakable tenets of the Adeptus Mechanicus is hidden from the eyes of the layman with a special binaric cipher. Only an anointed tech priest can derive the sacred knowledge from this folio. Mine now.
Let us not dawdle.
I can cut your eyelids for you to see better.
What did you find? We got some boys. What did you... Oh, you saw that. I see. Well, we can't go through there currently. Gentlemen. The crowd of heretics fall to their knees and hold out their hands to you, pleading for mercy. Their leader, a heretic with worm-like tentacles stirring about in one of his eye sockets, howls plaintively out of his vox. Ophelia von Valancius, conqueror of steel and smiter of true flesh, we initiate the capitulation protocol. Nowhere under this chrome firmament and laden haze is there a cogitatal array capable of designing a production method of opposing you. Great talk, ma'am. Your indestructible legions have annihilated all who dared to stand in their way. No matter what we threw at you, it all turned to dust, which your servants then trampled into oil and soot. Our survivors are few. Mercy, we beg for mercy. Lay down your weapons and await your judgment. We will hold the tribunal once I am done here. One after another, the heretics hand over their weapons, like a congregation bringing gifts to a terrifying god whose stare alone could pulverize them. Perhaps for them, now that they have witnessed your tactical genius and unbridled might, that image is not far from the truth. Damn straight. Get fucked. Too easy. Oh, we leveled up. Oh, we leveled up.
And a taste for adventure.
Let's see. Okay. Now. What? 0%? Tragic.
I won't let it
Floor is
define
covered
me.
with foul symbols and covered in red. It seems the blood was purposefully drawn out of them. prolonging the suffering of the unfortunate. Naturally,
Rise to the
heaven
top,
forbid we did
or get
anything
left in the
else.
dust.
You were made by the monkey equivalent of a monkey.
What we got over here? Damn, real? Wait, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this little thing? I've never seen this little head before. Wait, hey,
By the winds of
why am I only moving me? Hey, lads, get over here.
like you right up Mordecai's arse.
Get over here. Alright, weird.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
So... anything else?
Your arrogance will be your death.
Hey ma'am, you do the screen? I like how they're just chatting. Is this Doom screen? Nope. Incongruous Defiler. Suppress pain? I would certainly hope so. You're a fucking robot. Launches rockets. Boy, it sure does have a lot of things. The bigger the target. Ah, get behind it. Understood. Okay.
So shall it be. See how the boss succeeds. God's target is less. So shall it be. Bull's right. Roll is or not.
Sacrifice for the Imperium.
It's not looking good. Even Ulfar's lost more than half of his health. Oh, he just healed a lot of health, though. Wow, this thing seems to get to move a lot.
Tell me, and it is done.
Emperor, protect the father.
Okay, we're pretty much done for right there. Ah, fuck, all the way back there. Oh, how could I have known? Oh, that's quite the spike in difficulty right there. Went from all the battles being pretty much free to losing half the party in the first round. So, you know, bit of a jump there, bit of a jump. Alright, let's go this way this time. Once again, I am just
there money to
controlling
be
the...
That sly spider Calcazar. He is obviously hatching some secret plot, and he is planning to use us as his tools. Cunning assassinos.
Only an angel of the Emperor can speak of the Lord Inquisitor with impunity. Little people like us must keep silent if we want to keep our heads.
Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
There's a fair bit else around, it looks like. Maybe we can weaken the thing before we fight it.
The Emperor favors me today.
The screen displays a message about the first elevator being block being removed. So, is this not working then? Okay. I wasn't really expecting to be able to just fuck off to a different area like that. I guess fuck me, right? How could I have known that one way was straight into death and the other way was like a little mini adventure, you know? How could I have known?
I better myself through my service.
Can you even get to that without
I woke up
triggering
with
it?
a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming.
Yeah, it didn't
nearby.
really look like
A
it,
child was saved from death.
but it also did
a thousand
do...
heretics were
Jesus
burning
Christ.
alive, begging and sobbing. Just as I planned.
Alright.
This
She
is
was pure
intriguing.
yap right there. Out of control.
Cast your eye there. Pay
Oh, Jesus.
attention. Duty prevails.
Great.
The Emperor favors me today.
The dirty, disheveled woman pays you no heed, lowering her head and looking at the ground with genuine interest at something that either does not exist or is invisible to your eyes. Even at this distance, you can detect the distinct smell of ozone, too fresh for this stuffy room reeking of soot and industrial lubricant. The woman raises a maimed hand and absent-mindedly runs its two remaining fingers through her matted hair. Hey, can you hear me? I want to help. The woman jerks her head and transfixes you with a delirious gaze. Only now do you notice a reddish-black mark on her cheek. A many-pointed star, a symbol of chaos. The prisoner bares her teeth, but you cannot tell whether she does that so as a threat or simply out of fear. Okay. Don't be afraid. Tell me who you are. The woman hesitates, looking at you warily. At last, she sobs and replies meekly, "Stay away. In the Emperor's name, stay away from me." Her voice is barely audible, but you manage to make out the words. "I don't remember how I ended up here. Don't remember what happened. There was a bright light, like from arc welding, and then the light reached out with its clutches." She moans and holds her head. "The light is taking me over. It's everywhere already. Everywhere." The woman turns her head towards you and blurts out in an unexpectedly low and gruff voice, "Save me. Give me the Emperor's peace, please." May the Emperor guard your soul. A single blow is enough to end the psycho's pitiful existence. You examine the corpse and, with a start, realize the woman's facial features seem to have melted from extreme heat. Whoever or whatever had the poor creature in its thrall has now vanished without a trace. Okay. That was weird.
A space wolf never fails in their duty.
Blast it.
Fails.
Blast it.
Never doubt.
Great. Oh. Okay. Am I gonna get jumped by a fucking chaos engine again?
I'll make an example out of
It would be a tight squeeze, so probably not.
It is. Don't distract me.
You know, I was just thinking God combat takes forever now. So why not have this one enemy turn into 3 more enemies? And the other cogitators are probably gonna do the same thing. God damn it, dude. Combat is such a slog to get through in this game.
Slow and painful for me. Oh, see, let's let me. No, that is a fucking useless thing. But already, for your language.
Which choice in battle? At the end of the I have. Take that deed.
Oh my god, that took fucking forever, dude. Holy shit. God damn. It is getting really hard to maintain enthusiasm to play this game.
Keep your wits about you.
Like, I love 40k, don't get me wrong. But man, every fight is starting to take so long to get through. It's always like fight 50 dudes now. The machine is strikingly different from those found at the upper levels of the Manufactorum. Its surface is littered with foreign components and extra pipes that at first glance look completely useless. It's just like, man, alright. Fight this pack of 50 enemies with your 6 dudes. Also, there might be like 9 allies that will also take time to go through their
Nothing
turns.
escapes my sight.
Oh man. It's a real slog to get through at the times. I'm starting to be ready for it to be over, honestly. But I know there's a whole other chapter yet. We haven't met Necrons. I know there are Necrons. That's partly why I'm calling that it's Necrons under here, because I know Necrons show up at some point. And we haven't found them yet. I suppose they could just be an extra, like a bonus side thing, because Tyranids were, so I don't know, whatever. The cogitator screen flickers as if the system is suffering a power failure. You reach out and touch the control panel, but quickly jerk your hand back. Spudling. Well, hopefully that worked, because Spud just stepped on that. Okay, logic test successful. Great. You spent a lot of time trying to establish a connection between the countless switches and reels in the control panel and the twisted system's symbols floating on the glitchy screen. At last you managed to complete the logical network and tame the rampaging beast and force it to disengage the data crypt. At the same moment, the cogitator releases a data stick previously hidden beneath a protective panel, and the device drops to the floor in front of you. It looks like a logic key used to access additional cogitator reserves. It may fit other systems in part of the planet. Examine the cogitator. You know enough to determine exactly what happened to the machine. Glitchy projectors, otherworldly sounds coming inside the case, an oppressive atmosphere in the room. Everything points towards a scrap code infection. One of the stranger and more frightening creations of the tech priests who devote themselves to the ruinous powers. Perhaps if you can extract the data crypts containing the scrap code, you'll be able to study it later in a controlled environment. See what the device is coated with. The case is covered with scratched symbols and signs thickly smeared in a pungent, oily mass. You spot tiny bubbles emerging from the gleaming metal. It is almost as if the malodorous slime is seeping from these scratches like sweat oozes from pores on human skin. Examine the log. Not only do you fail to examine the log, even accessing it is quite an ordeal. Any data projected to the blinking screen blurs and fades like images on melting film. Break the cogitator. You smash the control panel with the first blow, and the cogitator screens with the second. No one will be able to use this machine, whether for good or ill.
A minor setback.
I see.
What a shame.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Well, that's not going great. Can we just go around it? Doesn't look like it. we just rush through? That's probably not a great idea. Okay, great job.
Thank Russ for my sharp senses.
Main tech sanctum. Is there anything else here, though? Doesn't look like it. Alright, down to the main tech sanctum. I didn't actually disarm this.
A job for
Great.
me. Is there money to be made?
Whoa, whoa.
Or a trap.
Give me those goods.
Operation
Bah.
successful.
Alright, what's... wait... oh, hello. Oh, I had to actually pick that thing up. Okay. Yes, I do. Well, yeah, maybe we won't even have to fight that giant walker. Wouldn't that be cool? If we could just circumnavigate it. It didn't say that was Doomscream. So, yeah, it said it was like something, or it didn't say Doomscream. So, you know. Maybe we can get away with not actually fighting that one. Because it seemed like it would be an ordeal. Not that combat isn't just an ordeal in general. Like, oh god, dude. There's just so many. Combat takes so long, dude. Oh, we got some boys. People in the cages are exhausted to their limits. The bodies of many have been disordered by the mutations. Release the psychers. Ooh, this is where the walker was. So we started with one of the things buffing it dead. Great, great, awesome. Oh man, I didn't realize where we were because I saw the room from a different angle. Oh god. Man. Okay.
The best defense is a good offense.
You've got a problem? I've got a price. A moving target is lonely. Don't get too cocky. Jai Hedai. Remember the name.
It's as good as done. I'll see to it personally.
Tell me, and it is done.
It's worse than this. I'm still standing. Just barely.
We actually can't kill it because it's regenerating so much health that, oh my god. It's regenerating so much health that it's like mathematically not possible to actually kill it right now. Man. This sucks. God damn. Where was the last save? Oh. Man. Okay.